Well, good evening, lupus warriors and survivors all around the world. Welcome to another video brought to you by the Lord's Lupus and Support channel. And hello, it's Friday, and it's time for our Friday night video. How are you guys doing on tonight? I hope this video finds you doing well. Like most of us, we always look forward to the weekend. I don't know for you guys if your weekend is going to be busy or if it's going to be a time of rest and relaxation. But whatever your plans are for the weekend, I wish you the very best. And, I just hope that you enjoy yourself. Whatever you need to do, whatever's on your agenda, just make sure that you take the time to enjoy yourself. As they always say, take the time to smell the roses. But anyway, on tonight, on our Friday night video, we're going to be talking about lupus facts regarding irregular heartbeat or heart palpitations. Sometimes can be a condition that comes along or can be, it can involve lupus. But the medical terminology for an irregular heartbeat or heart palpitations, the medical terminology for that is called tachycardia. And there are a couple of types of irregular heartbeats. There's tachycardia, in which the heart, beats really fast. And then there's also something called bradycardia, in which the heart beats very slow. But for tonight's video, we're going to discuss tachycardia, which is an irregular heartbeat, also known as heart palpitations. Tachycardia can make a person feel as though their heartbeat is not normal. It can involve a feeling that the heartbeat is uneven or that there's pauses or the heart is skipping a beat. It's beating fast, but it beats fast and then there's that pause, like your heart is skipping a beat. The heart is beating faster than normal. It can feel like the heart is fluttering. Well, the medical terminology for the medical definition for tachycardia is anytime the heart beats over 100 beats per minute, BPM, when you're in a resting state. If you're sitting or if you're laying down, your heart shouldn't be racing over 100 beats per minute. Now, having a fast heart rate or an elevated heart rate is expected if you're exercising or you're going up a flight of stairs or you're excited about something or you're nervous about something. That's expected. But when you're sitting, your heart rate shouldn't be over 100 beats per minute. And with tachycardia, there's been cases where the heart can race up to 125, 135 beats per minute without any type of exercise or exertion. What's scary about it is all of a sudden the person can become aware that their heart is beating. Either you feel it in your chest or you can hear your heart racing in your ears. Also, we need to establish what is a normal heart rate. How many beats per minute should a heart, be going? And a normal heart rate is anywhere between 60 to 80 beats per minute, and everyone is different. But definitely a person should not have a heart rate of 120, 115, 135 when you're sitting and relaxing. And so we're going to talk about some of the, signs and symptoms of tachycardia. And I just discussed a few, but I'm going to give you, what's listed medically as signs and symptoms of tachycardia. And so medically, symptoms of this condition can include feeling the heart beating very quickly, which is known as palpitations. Suddenly noticing your heartbeat, cardiac awareness. Like I said, you can feel your heart beating in your chest or you can hear it very loudly in your ears. Dizziness, tiredness, or fatigue. I mean, if the heart has to exert that much energy and it's beating that fast, well, of course you're going to feel tired from that. The more serious conditions and symptoms are If your heart is beating fast and you're experiencing shortness of breath, chest pain, nausea, or if you faint after an episode of tachycardia, you need to make sure that you contact a medical professional right away. And, if you're throwing up after, during an episode of tachycardia, more than likely with chest pain, nausea, vomiting, fainting, you need to contact 911. Okay? And there are ways that we can monitor our heart rate from home. I have one of these, and I think it's called an oximeter. You can get these at any, pharmacy. You can get it at Walmart. You can get it at Myers. You can get it, like I said, any pharmacy, Walmart pharmacy, Walgreens, CVS. I think they run between $40 and $75 each. And it's pretty simple. You put your AAA batteries in, you press this button, and it comes on. You stick your finger in, and as you can see up here, this part right here, I don't know if you can see it, but this reads your oxygen. Let me turn it back on. And all right, here it comes. And this part over here tells you your beats per minute. So there's a way that you can monitor this at home. So how do we get diagnosed with tachycardia? Tachycardia is diagnosed by a physical exam. Your doctor may order tests such as blood tests, an electrocardiogram, which is an ECG, or an EKG. These tests measure the electrical activity of the heart. Also, your doctor may send you home with an ambulatory cardiac monitor, which is something they can monitor your heartbeat for 24, 48, 72 hours. You put this on, you sleep in it, you walk around in it all day, you carry on with life as normal, and it will record your beats per minute. And then it'll give you, there's like a little button on there where if you're having a tachycardia episode, let's say you wake up in the middle of the night and your heart is beating really fast, which can be scary, or if you're sitting and all of a sudden you feel your heart rate going up, or you hear your heartbeat in your ears, you can push a button and this ambulatory cardiac monitor will record the episode for you. Okay, and then also they give you a little booklet that you can record the date, the time, what were you doing when you had a tachycardia episode. Normally, tachycardia is not a serious condition, but if you are experiencing episodes of tachycardia with no exercise or exertion for no reason, it's best to get it, addressed and taken a look at by a heart specialist, also known as a cardiologist. Okay? But again, if you have any of the more serious symptoms with a tachycardia episode, such as shortness of breath, chest pain, nausea, fainting, please contact your doctor or 911 right away. And so what are some things that can cause tachycardia if there's nothing wrong with the heart? After all of these tests, the ECG, EKG, the ambulatory cardiac monitor, you do a stress test in which you're on a treadmill. Sometimes the doctor may order an ultrasound of the heart and they don't find anything wrong with the heart. What are some things that can cause a person to experience episodes of tachycardia? All right. And so the list that I have here, and remember tachycardia is 100 beats or more of the heart per minute. Exercise or exertion can cause, your heart rate to increase. But get this, a fever, pain can cause your heart rate to increase. A loss of body fluids, dehydration, such as, vomiting or diarrhea. Severe bleeding, a hemorrhage can cause an episode of tachycardia. Anxiety and stress. Certain substances, including alcohol, caffeine, tobacco products, or nicotine products, which includes cigarettes, vaping, e-cigarettes, And with the caffeine, I have a list here of, caffeine containing products that may cause a person to experience tachycardia. And the caffeine products would include coffee, teas, soft drinks, energy drinks. Chocolate contains caffeine. Yes, chocolate can cause you to have an episode of tachycardia. Diet pills can cause an episode of tachycardia. Also, you have to be careful with taking over-the-counter medicines. If you are experiencing signs and symptoms of tachycardia or you have some sort of a heart condition, you have to be careful what you take over the counter. Cold medicines can contain ingredients that can lead a person to have an episode or symptoms of tachycardia. Also, illegal drugs. Certain medical conditions can lead to signs and symptoms of tachycardia, including heart disease and infection. When your body's trying to fight off an infection, it can cause your heart rate to go up over 100 beats per minute. And then once the infection is cleared up, your heart rate returns to normal. Always remember, when it comes to understanding your blood pressure and your heart rate, if you have a normal blood pressure, but a high pulse rate, most of the time that can be a sign of some sort of infection or illness that your body's trying to fight off. Other conditions can include an overactive thyroid, also known as hyperthyroidism, and a lack of red blood cells, which is also known as anemia. So hyperthyroidism and anemia can cause a person to experience tachycardia. And one more thing that I need to add to the list, get this, overeating, eating heavy meals can cause a person to experience tachycardia. Eating to your full or beyond full can cause a person to experience tachycardia. And so that is all that I have. Remember that, the information that I provide on these videos is for educational purposes only. If you are looking for a diagnosis, you need to contact a medical professional. This is just to help you, just a few facts, just to give you some information regarding tachycardia, because that's something that a lot of lupus, warriors, survivors, they experience is irregular heart rates or heart palpitations. And some of you probably have already heard of tachycardia or bradycardia and have experienced tachycardia. Okay. But anyway, as I always say at the end of every video, there is life after lupus, and that God loves you with all of his heart. He always has. He has a plan, and he has a plan, a purpose and a destiny for your life that involves you showing up as you. And so, my friend, as we conclude our Friday night video, just remember to be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself. Stay encouraged, stay strong, and stay blessed. God bless all of you, and I love all of you, and I appreciate you supporting the channel. And so just take care of yourself. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you all soon on the next video. All right. Take care, my friends. Bye for now.